I've heard, is it true that the TCM doctors can really tell whether we've been eating ice or not having good sleep just by reading our pulses?
The pulse is a precise indicator of the body's condition. What matters is
Hi everyone, traditional Chinese medicine is getting popular these days, but what is it? We may have all heard of this, but we might think of it as practice that lacking science evidence or even just using folklore remedies. But is it true? As we know in Taiwan, to be a professional qualified traditional Chinese medicine doctor, first you have to take board exams and then go into internships. So it's not really as easy as we think. And this is why we'll be speaking to Dr. Jen today. He's here to share his experience and knowledge with us. So let's welcome Dr. Jen.
Hello, my name is Vic. I'm a traditional Chinese medicine doctor.
Dr. Jen, can you briefly explain what is traditional Chinese medicine?
Of course, when people think of TCM, they might picture the treatments like acupuncture, massage therapy, herbal medicine, and Qigong. However, these treatments are actually based on the theory of yin-yang and 5 elements. TCM emphasizes the harmony between the human body and the natural environment, as well as the overall well-being of both body and mind. In nature, there is a water cycle. Similarly, the human body has a comparable qi mechanism circulation, which is a dynamic balance process. Through this circulation, our food can be digested and absorbed. Nutrients are transported to the necessary parts of the body, and the unnecessary metabolic waste is expelled from the body. The water cycle relies on the sun's heat energy and the humidity of the water vapor to sustain it. Similarly, the body's qi mechanism circulation depends on the balance of the yin and the yang. Yang represents yang qi, which is warm, dynamic, provide energy to the body. Yin, on the other hand, represent physical substances such as blood, enzyme, hormones, and trace elements. The 5 elements can correspond to the organs in the human body. And these organs also contain both yin and the yang, energy and substances.
Dr. Jen, you just mentioned the yin and yang and the 5 elements of the human body. It seems like TCM focuses on the balancing and the harmony of the body. What does this really mean?
TCM emphasizes the balance of the body. If body's qi mechanism circulation encounters problems, it can cause corresponding symptoms. For example, if the circulation of qi and blood to the head and face is not smooth, this can result in dizziness, forgetfulness, pale complexion, or shortness breath. On the other hand, if qi and blood fail to descend properly, it could lead to high blood pressure, insomnia, mouth ulcers, or acid reflux.
Dr. Jen, is it possible or is it true that the TCM doctor can really tell what is wrong with someone's body just by touching their pulse or feeling it?
That is a great question. Everything we had talked about can be reflected in the pulse. On the patient's wrist, on the thumb side, there is a prominent bone that serves as a point, called guan. Doctor's middle finger placed at this position. Above guan is chun and below it is qi. Generally, the left hand chun guan qi correspond to the heart, liver, and kidneys, while the right hand chun guan qi correspond to the lung, spleen, and the kidneys. The ancient Huangdi Neijing said, if there is something inside, it will reflect it outside. This means that a person's emotion and personality will manifest in their external behavior. TCM doctor use 4 diagnostic methods: observation, listening and smelling, questioning, and palpating to gather external signs that reflected the body's condition. First, observation, examining facial expression, tongue color, and coating, local regions, or more detailed observation corresponding to the internal organs. Listening and smelling, assess the patient's voice and any bodily odors. Questioning, asking about patient's health from head to toe, covering the respiratory system, digestive system, urinary system, and the general condition like a sensitivity to cold or sleep quality. Palpating, examining the pulse to assess the body's internal state.
Wow, Dr. Jen. So for TCM doctor, it seems like there's so much to observe. But I've heard, is it true that the TCM doctors can really tell whether we've been eating ice or not having good sleep just by reading our pulses?
The pulse is a precise indicator of the body's condition. While its communication during questioning may lead to misleading answers, the pulse directly reflects the body's state. This is why the pulse can accurately reveal underlying issues. What matters is correctly interpreting the pulse. For example, consuming too much cold food may lead to digestive discomfort or headache. This will reflect it in the pulse as a tight pulse because coldness causes the pulse to contract, leading to pain. Staying up late also affects body. For instance, staying up late studying or singing at karaoke may often result in mouth ulcers the next day. This is due to excessive internal heat, which is linked to heart fire.
Dr. Jen, when it comes to treatment, can you introduce some commonly used practices?
The ones most people have heard are acupuncture, Chinese therapeutic massage, and herbal medicine. First, there is acupuncture. It involves inserting needles into specific acupoints to regulate body's qi and the blood, achieving therapeutic effects. There are over 365 acupoints in the human body, and stimulating them through acupuncture can help adjust bodily functions.
When performing acupuncture, what are some precautions or something that you would pay attention to?
First, it's important to check whether they has eaten. For example, if it is a morning acupuncture session, we need to make sure they have breakfast. If not, they might experience dizziness from the treatment. Next, we consider the location of the patient's discomfort and the pathways of the meridian to decide which meridian and which acupoint to use. Depending on the patient's constitution, whether they tend more toward deficiency or excess, the depth of needling and the tonifying or reducing techniques used will vary. Next, there is traditional Chinese therapeutic massage. It helps relieve muscle tension and improve blood circulation. As for Chinese herbal medicine, it uses natural substances, plants, animals, and minerals to achieve healing purposes. Traditional Chinese medicine emphasizes balance. Taking herbal medicine is just like adjusting body from the inside, while orthopedic trainer works from the outside to correct the imbalance in muscles and bone, which in turn helps improve internal health.
Human body is really amazing. We may never know small or different symptoms can be early warning signs. This is why finding the right doctor is truly crucial. They not only help you alleviate the situation and can prevent it from worsening. It's a pleasure to have Dr. Jen with us today. Thank you for coming to English today.
Thank you, Jenny. It's my pleasure.
See you next time. Bye bye. 好，我们想一下。好 ，That's a very interesting 的。好，会习惯。If you like our video,
Please subscribe the channel.